Hi everyone, my name is Brittany Lay. I'm a first year art history major, bio, and interdisciplinary studies minor, and I'm running to be your 2020-21 BSA academic coordinator. This is the Q&A portions of my elections videos, and the first question I chose was, what are some ideas that you have for SAR and how will you get VSA members to use their on-campus resources? So some ideas I have for SAR include expanding the range of resources that you guys have through the personal connections that I have in both humanities and STEM colleges. So as someone who's a member of both, I do get notifications for resources from both colleges and both advisors. So I would use that as a large pool so that you guys have a varied amount of resources available to you guys. And also, as someone who's a part of the Web Rose Honors College, I do get a lot of notifications for high impact practice events and things that you guys can participate in, which will make your high school resume or your college resume look a lot more impressive. And so I would also go out of my way to figure out whether or not within the general body there's a predominant discipline. So if you guys are interested in studying some field, then I would definitely try to tailor those resources to you guys. And I would also go out of my way to promote study sessions as a place where we can sit down with you guys and look at what you guys want to do and try to help you guys find the right resources so that you guys can maximize your use out of the resources we have. And in order to advertise for this, I would be in contact with the media director just to make sure that you guys all know that this is going down, all the resources that are available to you guys, and then you guys can reach out and use them. So the second question I chose was, have you ever attended or assisted in a high school conference? The answer is no. So how do you plan on organizing an event that you've never experienced yourself? So although I've never been to a high school conference, I understand the general outline of one from the perspective of a high schooler attending the conference or somebody who's planning it. So as someone who has personal connections with them, I know what to expect and I know what I should be planning for. So I understand that a lot of it just has to do with starting off early, whether it has to do with booking the room or planning what events we're going to be doing in the workshops, collaborating with other organizations. I would definitely cultivate the personal connections that I have in order to make sure that things run as smoothly as possible, as well as turn to my board members for their perspective and their connections and utilize that aspect in order to maximize the turnout of the high school conference. And that's the answer to my second question. And the last question is, what is your vision for a high school conference? So this kind of goes in hand with the second question. But like I said, I would probably try my best to start off early. Then I would book the room that we'd be using, the conference and whatnot. I know who to go in order to plan for this room and just handle all the paperwork ahead of time. And then I was possibly thinking of providing transportation for the high schoolers that were going to be coming to our school, just so that we can maximize turnout, and that would have to be planned early also. So once we get to the conference room, the kids would all get their name tags, and then that would break them apart into small groups. And within that conference room, we would also go over the overall theme of whatever we're doing that day for the high school conference, what they should expect is happening, and just a bunch of little things, and all at once unifying them as well. And so once we break off into the small groups, we would do some kind of icebreaker, and the person that would lead this would be a tour leader who is maybe a GBMer or a board member, and I would have discussed with them beforehand, what things I want to be emphasizing, what they should be talking about, where they should be going, obviously, as they give a tour of the campus, whether or not we want to be talking about academic things, social things, just general ideas about college to expose the students to that. And then we would have options for different workshops. I was thinking doing some kind of dance or maybe a collab with VSA Modern, or showing them some sample VCN dances and then making that into a workshop. And then we have lunch and then more performances, and then after that would be more workshops, but this time more academic, maybe building resumes, stuff about succeeding in college, and this would be in collab with other organizations, which again I would start planning early. So that is the end of my Q&A, and thank you for listening, and I hope that you will vote me as your next VSA academic coordinator.